Okay, should we give it another minute? I guess we can start now with the introduction. So
Ah,
welcome to the session, What's in it for me and why should I get behind your continuous improvement and lean journey? The speaker is Melissa Sherman. She's an accomplished lean leader and sought after speaker, recognizing for driving continuous improvement initiatives and sharing change best practices, honed from 30 years of expertise in process excellence, holistic ability to drive enterprise Six Sigma, Lean, and Kaizen deployments, delivering quantifiable productivity, efficiency, and waste elimination gains. She's coached business teams during organizational adoption of agile solutions for high-level value delivery, delighted business partners and stakeholders through strategic data-driven roadmap planning and creation. Okay, this session is going to be 45 minutes long. We'll address questions and answers at the end of the session. Please write your questions briefly in the Q&A or the chat that's below the screen. And if we're unable to address your questions due to shortage of time, we will put your questions in the Q&A and get you an answer later. And now I can turn it over to Melissa.
thank you, Ken, for that. So, welcome everyone that's here with us today on this breakout session of, as Ken alluded to, WIIFM, What's in it for me? Why should I get behind your continuous improvement journey? I would presume that many of you that are here online with us today are very agile and in depth with us and struggle with those employees that maybe are a little bit more reluctant in joining us in that continuous improvement journey. So today should also give you some takeaways to help those within your organizations, and then also tips that may benefit for you also. So quickly, well, from an agenda, we're going to look at what those personal benefits are, some professional benefits, and what the organizational benefits are on joining that continuous improvement journey. Some takeaways will be implementing a passion for continuous improvement and lean, looking at the agility when working with employees and business partners, and then hopefully we have enough time and we'll hit some of those examples to build a culture of the company. I do know that these slides are available for sharing through the ASQ Synergy webinar. So, how many of you have said or heard this? I have more than my fair share of things to do in my day job, and now you want me to do this lean or Six Sigma or continuous improvement initiative. The what's in it for me? Why should I join, get behind that continuous improvement journey? One of the biggest challenges I've seen in the workplace is the why. Why are we doing this? As organizations, it seems to be more of a directive versus a what's in it for me. Once this why is explained to the employees, they are more open to buy in and join in that journey. Although many of you are continuous improvement and lean practitioners and quality practitioners, we all have struggled with the sustainability and success of implementing efforts of problem-solving events or overall implementation of tools. Whether you are just starting out, have already implemented, or attempting again, it is important to get buy-in from your employees, from the bottom up to the top down. Without that buy-in, your sustainability and success will be rocky and ultimately fail, or have many iterative attempts, and employees will lose interest. So what's in it for me? You get employee engagement. So lean focuses on eliminating those waste and improving our processes. By clearly communicating the personal benefits of lean practices, such as reduced workload, less frustration with inefficient processes, and more meaningful work, employees are more likely to embrace and actively participate in lean initiatives. Number two, clear communication. When introducing lean, it's crucial to explain how it will make employees' jobs easier and more satisfying. For example, where reducing unnecessary steps in a process can lead to stress or more time for value-added activities. Number 3, personal benefits. Highlighting specific benefits like increased job satisfaction, opportunity for skills development, and recognition for contribution can motivate employees to support lean challenges. I also like to add in here that it's a personal benefit is you have more of that life work balance. And yes, I do turn it around because to have the life allows you to come to work versus working to have a life. Number 4 is feedback and involvement. Lean encourages continuous improvement and employee input. By involving our employees in identifying problems and suggesting solutions, they see the direct impact of the contributions, which aligns with the WIIFM principle. Now, some practical steps that we can apply to what's in it for me in Lean. 1, listen to our employees. Understand their concerns and what they value most in their work. Tailor Lean initiatives to address those needs. 2, customize.
I'm sorry, Melissa,
Yeah,
are you advancing your slides? It's still on the what's in it for me.
correct.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Someone just had that question. Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
I'll pause. Most of my slides are visual only and then without a paragraph on them.
Okay, that's good. Thank you.
Yep. 2 is customize those benefits. Recognize that different employees have different motivations. Some might value more flexible schedules, while others might appreciate opportunity for professional growth. And then 3, communicate clearly. Ensure that benefits of Lean are communicated in a way that resonates with each employee. Use examples and stories to illustrate the positive impact. By integrating the what's in it for me into Lean practices, organizations can foster a culture of continuous improvement that is both effective and sustainable. So how do we build that culture of continuous improvement? Lean encourages a true mindset change in which problems aren't hidden, but instead become opportunities for evolution. Managers become engaging coaches who guide their people to find better ways of working. This attitude encourages engagement and a drive to do better. The main idea behind continuous improvement is that no process is perfect and there's always room for improvement. The goal is to squeeze out waste, optimize resources, and empower employees to make changes that improve the company's bottom line. Successfully managing continuous transformation requires 4 capabilities. 1, we want to track that value throughout the program, not just at the end. 2, we want to build roadmaps to turn a clear vision into quick, measurable outcomes. 3, we want to orchestrate multiple initiatives to take into account interconnections. It is no longer possible to manage projects independently or sequentially. And then 4, and lastly, is managing the people experience. Transformation burnout is a risk, and getting buy-in and adoption of new ways of working remains key to transformational success. So why does all this matter? What is the one thing that you and I need before we can do anything? Why? Not the 5 why of problem solving, but why should I buy in? What is the intent of lean and continuous improvement? Where will I benefit from all of this flavor of the month? Reduce cost, right? Improved customer satisfaction, reduce cycle time, increased innovation, and staying ahead of the competition. This all allows for agility and adaptation to change, building resilience in the workplace. So why is continuous improvement important? Well, right, it increases that efficiency and productivity. It improved employee engagement and relationships. It reduces waste prerequisite steps. Implementation gradually. Get organizational buy-in and change agents implementation. Some steps are identifying value and waste, making sure we track our performance, and focus on continual and long-term improvement. So we'll take a moment and we're going to start looking at what are some of those personal benefits, right? Enhancing our skills and knowledge, increasing our job satisfaction, and in career growth. Continuous improvement is a fantastic mindset to have. Here are some strategies that can help you on your journey, right? We set clear goals, right? So enhancing our skills and knowledge by setting clear goals, whether those are short-term goals or long-term goals broken down into those short-term goals. Make sure we seek feedback, not only constructive criticism, but do self-assessments. Continuously learning. Courses and workshops. So enroll in online courses or attend workshops related to your field, similar to this week's event. Reading, so staying up to date on those latest trends. Researching by reading books, articles, and journals. Or if you're like me that does a lot of traveling, I do a lot of audiobooks. Make sure you're practicing regularly. Skills drills, right? Real world examples. I seen something the other day on LinkedIn where we show how sports athletes will practice and then they perform, and then they practice and then they perform, right? Where a lot of times I see in the business world, it's like, okay, we're going to give you a 1 day training on these steps of problem solving, and then we expect you to go off and do and practice and never check back and do further training. So look at how we can build that into enhancing our skills and our knowledge. We can learn time management. We can network and collaborate, and then we can maintain a positive mindset. Through this, we have increased our job satisfaction. Here's some strategies that we might use to help. And you'll see a lot of similarities as we go through this, right? But making sure you're aligning on your values. Identify those core values. Understand what matters most to you in a job. Is it being creative? Is it helping others? Is it financial stability? And then seek that alignment. Look for ways your current role can align more closely with these values. Relationships. It's all about relationships, right? Building connections, fostering positive relationships with colleagues and supervisors, and seeking support. So don't hesitate to ask for that help or advice when it's needed. Again, enhancing our skills through that professional development and continuous improvement. Finding meaning in your work. Understand the impact of what you're doing, recognizing how your work contributes to the organization and society in the bottom line. And again, setting those personal goals. Making sure we stay positive. Focus on positives. Concentrate on the aspects of your job and that you enjoy, and practice gratitude. Keep a gratitude journal to remind yourself of the positive aspects of your work. And then explore those new opportunities. As we look at that clear career growth, again, this is exciting and an important goal. Here are some strategies that will help you advance your career. Again, setting those clear career goals, whether they're short-term or long-term. Seeking that professional development. Networking effectively. Gaining diverse experiences. Seeking feedback and mentorship. Enhancing your skills. Staying up to date with industry trends. Showing initiatives, and maintaining a positive attitude and that balance of life work. Through learning these and applying the methodologies and the tactics for continuous improvement will allow you to expand and grow in your career. Those professional benefits that we'll look at is, how do we improve our efficiency? How do we get higher quality work? And how do we increase our competitiveness? Improving efficiency is all about working smarter, not harder. Here are some ways that we can look at boosting our productivity. Prioritizing tasks. Focus on the most important tasks first. This helps us ensure that the work you are doing is what matters. A lot of times when I'm working with business partners and clients, we take all the tasks that they have to do, and we use an impact versus effort diagram to help them determine and prioritize which ones they should be working on first, in conjunction with those harder, more project ones, which ones are a non-value and a waste of their time. So making sure you're prioritizing your task, not just to go after the easy first and putting those daunting tasks off to the end, but working on everything collectively. We need to make sure that we're setting realistic goals. So establishing achievable goals to keep yourself motivated and on track. Make sure you take breaks. Regular breaks can help you stay focused and avoid burnout. Leverage technology. Use tools and software to automate repetitive tasks and improve collaboration. I'm not sure how many of you on here are starting to use or have been using AI, but that's a great tool to help you increase your efficiency or have another way of looking at things. Recently, I've taken a couple different data sets and I've thrown them into an AI and said, hey, give me my top Pareto items, give me some action items, and it gives us great report out. The nice thing about it is that it takes, I'll say, some of the bias out that we might have depending on the topic and the subject we're looking at. So leverage those technology tools where you can. Make sure you organize your workspace, right? A tidy and organized workplace can help you stay focused and efficient, whether that's a home office or in the office, right? When you walk into an area that's disheveled and cluttered, right, you lose that motivation and it just drains you. So having those organized workspaces. And then plan your day. Planning can help you manage your time better and anticipate potential roadblocks. Choose, do you do first thing in the morning, you plan out what your day is going to look like with some buffers in case some emergencies or other things come up. Some people will start on Sunday and look at their whole week. Some will do it at the end of the day for the next day, but you find what works for you to plan your day out. And then measure your time. Track how long tasks take to identify areas where you can improve efficiency. This leads us into the higher quality work, right? Again, we're going to set those clear goals. We're going to prioritize. We need to make sure we pay attention to details. So double check your work for errors and ensure that they meet the required standards. Seek that feedback. Continuously learn, how can you do things differently and more efficiently? Having effective communication. Good communication can prevent misunderstanding and ensure that everyone is on the same page. I frequently mention to specifically when I'm doing trainings is that when we train, we have to train to 3 different type learning styles, right? You have the audible, the kinesthetic, and the visual. So that's 3 types of communication in one setting in class. Very similar to here, right? I have a visual from the PowerPoint perspective, and I have the audio. Unfortunately, I don't have the kinesthetic for that learner today, unless you're taking notes. Right, then time management. Manage your time effectively by breaking down tasks into smaller, more manageable chunks. And in that time, put in there where you can take those breaks and walk away. And then always make sure you're taking care of yourself. Ensure you get enough rest, eat healthy, and take breaks when needed. A healthy body and mind can significantly improve your quality of work. By implementing these different strategies, you can continuously produce high quality work and contribute positively to your team's success. Do you have specific areas where you're looking to improve? This really relates back to me if you were on for our opening keynote speaker this morning with Peg Pennington and the task we had to do. I was really bummed I wasn't in the Scarlet because A12 was a lot easier to remember than whatever my long code will say was, right? You can't multitask. And so to try to remember that and write down, in her case, right, different types of errors, the mind can't do that. It takes away that creativity. So making sure that you're not trying to multitask and you're managing your time adequately. So how do we increase our competitiveness? Right, there's economic competitiveness. So this refers to our country's ability to achieve sustainable economic growth and improve the well-being of our citizens. This involves factors like productivity, innovation, infrastructure, and education. Those competitive economies tend to grow more sustainably and inclusively, benefiting society as a whole. We then have our business competitiveness, right? So businesses are the competitiveness means the ability to offer products or services that meet quality standards at a competitive price. This too involves innovation, effective operations, and effective marketing strategies. Healthy competition in that marketplace leads to better products, lower prices, and more choices for our consumers. And then lastly, we have personal competitiveness. On an individual level, increased competitiveness can mean improving our skills, knowledge, and abilities to excel one's career or professional goals. This might involve continuous learning, adapting to those new technologies, and developing a strong work ethic. Next, we want to look at that final area where we have those benefits is in those organizational benefits. In the organizational benefits, right, as you join that continuous improvement journey, your company will have cost savings, you'll have better team dynamics, and you'll have more innovation and growth out of your employees. As we know, continuous improvement is a systematic approach to enhancing processes, services, and products through small incremental changes. By focusing on that efficiency, quality, and innovation, continuous improvement can generate significant cost savings for businesses. Here's some different ways we can contribute to cost efficiency. One, and probably the most important one, is process optimization. Reduce that waste. C identifies and eliminates waste, such as overproduction, defects, unnecessary motion, savings on materials and operational costs, making sure we streamline those workflows. Improved workflows reduce cycle times and enhance resource utilization, leading to lower labor and overhead costs. Number two is looking at improved quality, right? With fewer defects, we have enhanced quality, reduce that rework and scrap cost while minimizing warranty claims and returns. And we have a higher customer satisfaction. Consistently high quality products reduces churn, increases our loyalty, and cuts customer acquisition cost. Number three is enhancing our productivity. We get this through employee engagement. CI involves employees in decision making, leading to better problem solving and more innovative solutions. We can also enhance our productivity through automation and repetitive tasks. Leveraging technology and processes update saves times and reduces manual errors, lowering labor costs. A word of caution, though, is don't automate a process that has errors and defects in it. Get a smooth running process before you automate that. Number four is looking at energy and resource efficiency, right? We can lower our utility costs by optimizing processes often consume less energy and more materials. And we can get sustainable practices. Reducing our resource waste aligns with sustainability goals and can qualify for government incentives. Number five is looking at cost avoidance. Let's do proactive maintenance, right? A CI approach to equipment maintenance minimizes downtime and prevents costly repairs. I was recently at a company here in West Michigan where I'm located, where they build into their schedule every, I want to say it's 6 weeks, they will take a whole line down for preventative maintenance. And it has reduced their costs significantly because there's less opportunity for a breakdown in the middle of a production run. Also with cost avoidance is those regulatory compliances. Staying ahead of compliance requirements avoids penalties and disruptions. Number six for cost savings is looking at that scalability, right? Incremental improvements ensures processes can scale efficiently without proportionally increasing cost. Then you want to make sure you're measuring those savings, right? Having key metrics. Use metrics like cost per unit, lead time, defect rates, return on your investment to quantify your improvements. And then you can also do benchmarking, comparing pre and post CI implementation data to identify tangible savings. Next, we have better team dynamics. Improving team dynamics is essential for fostering collaboration, enhancing productivity, and achieving shared goals. One is through fostering an open communication. Encourage transparency. Create an environment where team members feel safe in sharing ideas, concerns, and feedback. Making sure we're actively listening. Practice and promote listening without interruption, ensuring everyone feels heard. And do regular check-ins with your employees. Hold consistent one-on-one and team meetings to address any issues or concerns earlier on. Number two is establishing clear roles and responsibilities. By defining roles, we clearly outline what each team member is responsible for to reduce overlap or confusion. And make sure you set expectations, right? Clarifying how roles contribute to team objectives and ensure everyone understands the group's goals. Number three, building trust. Make sure we lead by example. Demonstrate trust by delegating tasks and avoiding micromanagement. Encourage that vulnerability. Allow team members to express challenges without fear of judgment. And make sure we celebrate those success. Recognizing individual and team contributions regularly is a great boost of morale for the team. Number four, develop shared goals. Even though your company will have a vision, right? Break down on what's the vision for your organization and your team. Align those team members on that shared purpose and outcome. Make sure you set those SMART goals, right? Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound objectives to help keep the team focused. But lastly, make sure you're involving that team. Get input from everyone when setting goals to increase the buy-in. Number five, emphasize collaboration and inclusion. Right, diverse perspectives, encouraging input from all team members, especially those who might be quieter. One of the things that we've recently implemented where I'm at is what's called a meeting inclusion booster, where when we're in a meeting, the individual will go through and make sure everybody gets an opportunity to speak up so you don't have one or two people dominating the conversation. Do team building activities, whether it's investing in exercise that strengthen relationships or improve understanding of each other's strengths. Another great thing to do here, and I know earlier we mentioned having continuous one-on-ones, and typically those are leader to individual contributor or to the contributor. Set up one-on-ones across your team, right? Coworker to coworker, and have them once a month or whatever frequency you want. It allows you to check in with your coworkers and get to know them even better. Conflict resolution, making sure you address that conflict constructively by focusing on solutions rather than on blame. Number six is providing that support and growth opportunities. So again, here comes that skills development. Offer training and professional development opportunities tailored to the team's needs. Have a mentorship. Focus on a culture where team members support each other's growth. And probably one of the most important things is that feedback loop, providing regular constructive feedback and be open to receiving it as well. Number seven for creating those better team dynamics is really creating a positive team culture. Celebrating that diversity, respect and value the unique qualities of each team member. Make sure you promote that life-work balance, encouraging that flexibility to reduce burnout and maintain morale. And have fun. Lighthearted moments and shared humor can strengthen the bonds. And again, use tools to enhance that collaboration. Technologies such as Slack, Teams, or Trello to streamline communication and workflows. Making sure you have clear documentation to ensure team processes and decisions are well documented for clarity and future reference. And then make sure you're doing that, I call it the C, right? The PDCA, evaluate and adapt. Get that team feedback, conduct regular surveys to retrospectively to gather insights on team dynamics, making sure you adjust those strategies, and again, celebrating that progress forward. So how do we get innovation and growth when we join that journey? Right? Innovation involves creating or improving products, services, processes, or business models to add value. It can range from incremental improvements to groundbreaking breakthroughs. Some different types are product innovation, process innovation, building model innovation, and disruptive innovation. Some of those key drivers are technology advancements, consumer demand shifts, competition, and global changes in sustainability. Growth refers to the expansion of an organization or economy's output, revenue, or influence. We have organic growth achieved through internal efforts like expanding product lines or entering new markets. We have inorganic growth, such as accomplished through mergers, acquisitions, or partnerships. And then we have sustainable growth, balanced growth that ensures long-term viability, often incorporating environmental and social goals. Innovation as a growth catalyst fosters competitive advantage by differing products or services, opens new markets and opportunities, for example, electric vehicles in the auto industry, improves efficiency, reducing cost and boosting that profitability. Growth fuels innovation by expanding resources and market reach, enable organizations to invest in research and development, and feedback from growth markets provides insight for future innovations. So I know I've thrown a lot of information here at the last 30 minutes. A couple things that I really want to focus on and come back to all this is why? Why do we change? Well, let's think about this for a minute. We just walked through various benefits, whether they're personal, professional, organizational, where continuous improvement will enhance what you do and how you do it. But now let's think about how we bring others along in this journey. We are all affected by change differently. Let's take COVID-19, for example. We all were affected by that differently. Some people may have been in this Kubler-Ross change curve in shock when we first heard about that 5 years ago. Some could have been in denial. It's 2020. How can we have a global pandemic? Others may have been frustrated. Some got depressed. Some started to experiment, right? They still wanted to go out to dinner with friends, so they would, at least here in Michigan in the warmer months, each friend would get their dinner and they would find a picnic table that had the distance, and so they sat there 6 foot apart and still had dinner and were able to collaborate with others. Then many of us, or all of us, had decisions to make. And then we integrated it into the way we do things today. And the reason I like to bring this up is through this whole first half hour, every one of us and our coworkers are in different stages of the change curve, depending on what's happening in their life at the time, what change we're implementing or process we're changing, what new standards there are. So it's important to understand where our coworkers are at in the change curve so that we can assist them in bringing them along in the journey. So how do we do all this? Let's take a moment to look at some ways and or how we can bring others along on the journey. I'll go through them rather quickly so that I know we have a few minutes for Q&A. There's a book out there called, oh my gosh, I just lost the name of it. I'll tell you in a minute. I just lost the name of it. But there's 10 rules for the ride of your life. And so there's different tickets and different things to go through. So it's a model, it's about, the Energy Bus, there we go, by John Gordon. It takes readers on an enlightening and inspiring ride that reveals 10 secrets for approaching life and work with the kind of positive forward thinking that leads a true accomplishment at work and at home. Every one of us faces challenges, And every person, organization, company, and team will have to overcome negativity and adversity to define themselves and create their success. No one goes through life untested, and the answer to these tests is positive energy. The kind of positive energy consisting of vision, trust, optimism, enthusiasm, purpose, and spirit that defines great leaders and their teams. Drawing upon his experience and work with the thousands of leaders, sales professionals, teams, and nonprofit organizations, schools, and athletes, Gordon infuses this engaging story with keen insight, actionable strategies, and a big dose of positive, infectious energy. For managers and team leaders, or anyone looking to turn negative energy into positive energy, the Energy Bus provides a powerful roadmap to overcome common life and work obstacles and bring out the best in yourself and your team. When you get on the Energy Bus, you'll enjoy the ride of your life. Another one here is, help empty your bucket. This is another great opportunity of ways that you can go through and walk through some questions of, before you approach a problem to solve, or if you're currently engaged in a process, right? Spend 5 minutes to write down all of the items that you think are in the bucket that might be influencing the way you're thinking about the particular problem. Right, as I mentioned earlier, I had a data set that I was probably preconceived on what the outcome should be, and using that AI to help me adjust it. So here, again, these slides will be available. Here's another great example of how you can clear your mind and come in unbiased to those problem-solving discussions.
We have 10 minutes remaining.
Thank you. I will jump into just a couple of things here, Leslie. A few things that I like, right, as I mentioned, a life-work balance. All of this pertains to culture, right? Culture is how employees' hearts and stomachs feel about Monday morning on Sunday night. All the tools that we have in continuous improvement and lean and quality are tools, but without the culture, the tools are, I don't want to say meaningless, but not as effective. And then I love the quote on the right-hand side. This is, if you fail, never give up, because fail means first attempt in learning. End is not the end. In fact, END is efforts never die. If you get no as an answer, remember NO means next opportunity, changing your mindset. I will open it up for questions, but I will throw that these are the 3 books that I have used for this, some of my information for this presentation. Ken, do we have any questions out there?
Okay, so we don't have any questions. We got a couple of people that say that you are the host is not supposed to turn it up. Yes, we have several comments that that's so true, so true. And someone said you have great insights, Melissa. D. Kessel III has put in a link to the Energy Bus, which is on bing.com. That is in this talk.
I listened to it and then I had to go back and buy it.
All right. I have a question. You mentioned the 5 forces on one of your slides, and there was Porter. Who is Porter with the 5 forces?
Now I'm going to draw a blank on it. I'm going to see if I can go back to it quickly. Yeah, Porter's 5 forces. So it starts out in that middle with competitive rivalry within our industry. And then those different forces on the outside that pull on us are beginning power, bargaining power of our customers, the threat of substitute products, and bargaining power of suppliers, and then the threat of, can you read my slide? Your
New entrants.
Thank
So
you.
it's like new people coming in. So it's the new people coming into.
Yeah, you can almost think of it like a SWOT
industry.
analysis too, right? What are our strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats? So that's different forces that can play on us in our competitiveness field.
Okay. Question has just come in. Can you share your experience on team dynamics, on organization success, and how to overcome it?
I'm still working on that one. Unfortunately, I have been in the same work for company, I'll put it that way, for many, many years. And every time we start getting, I'll say maybe positive movement forward on team dynamics, it seems like a new organizational change comes through and we're starting all over with square one. So um, it's an ongoing evolution and challenge that I don't think we've gotten all the way there, depending on where you are in an organization and what's happening. So unfortunately, I can't say I've been successful in doing that yet.
Now, you started with the benefits of the employees is that are buying into the continuous improvement. Does management sometimes have an issue with like we're just trying to make things better for the employees and maybe not for the organization?
Again, it's a culture, right? And we
Yeah.
have shifts. So I will say, not necessarily unfortunately, but there are times where right, wrong, or indifferent, right? Management's looking and they have the long-term vision and they're focusing in one area that they don't step back to get the proper steps to move us forward. So I can use a quick example on that. I did a problem solving with a group about 2.5 years ago. We got to step 6 with long-term countermeasures and implementation. As a facilitator, I walked away. Now here, 2.5 years later, we're doing the same thing because in between there was other fires they wanted to put out and had to put out. So it makes it challenging from that perspective. So I've taken a different mindset now that when I'm taking my time and my coworkers' times to walk through problem solving, that I set up a cadence to do that PDCA and check in and make sure they're still getting the intended results so that we don't have to move on and keep putting out fires, right? Let's get more proactive in what we do versus reactive.
Okay. Oh, yes. Is it worth a car? This is from D. Kessel. Is it worth a car if you know the ERP will be updated prior to execution of continuous improvement? Is it worth a CAR, which I assume corrective action, if you know
Corrective.
the ERP will be updated prior to execution of continuous improvement?
I'm going to say yes, because you don't always know what the employee resource plan, I think that's what he means by ERP, how it will affect you in general and across the business. So I would never stint any improvement. You just may have to tweak it to make sure that it's still going in the right direction.
Okay. And he said, thank you. So I think we hit that right.
Perfect. I'm going to stop sharing so that I can see what we've got here. Again, I thank all of you for joining today. I know it's always hard when there's these great sessions and you got to pick one out of three to go to. So I appreciate all those that could join me today and would love to connect, whether it was on LinkedIn. I know I had the QR code up there for a moment, or just connect within the app of the event. This is something I enjoy doing, is getting out and sharing what I know with others, because what better way to learn is than from others' experiences and knowledge.
Okay, we have a lot of thank yous. Very informative session. And so everybody's good for it. For the open questions, we don't have anything in the Q&A.
Would highly recommend the different books that I put out there. Specifically the Energy Bus. That's a great book, as I mentioned. Think Smarter is another good one. And then the Coaching Habits by Michael Bungay Strainer is another great one, just to have different information in your back pocket and different things to pull on to help you as you walk through this. I know Felipe's had his hand raised for a long time. I don't know if it's something he wants to put in the chat with a couple minutes we have left. Because I don't think we can unmute you.
No, sorry, I can't unmute him.
Yeah, I don't believe we can.
D. Kessel put another link in the chat. Tribune School, CHD. Again, it has to do with the energy bus, 10 rules to fuel your life work and team with positive energy. If anybody wants to open up the chat, they can take a look at that.
Again, thank you, everyone. Enjoy the rest of the sessions and the rest of tomorrow also. It's been great to be able to present to you.
All right. Thank you, everybody. We are going to be calling it now. Thank you.